I'd like to understand the experience of a couple diseases, in quotes, schizophrenia and Alzheimer's. My friend Lorraine, who has Alzheimer's, last time I was there, she seemed unaware of my presence, and I'd stroke her and hug her, and I just wondered, where is Lorraine? Is she a non-physical?
Yes.
She is. Okay. Why is she living then?
There are similarities in the two, so we will speak of the similarities in these two experiences, and then we will tell you the specific differences. In both cases, it is someone who, for whatever reason, has practiced some vibrations of resistance. So they have been gradually but steadily diminishing their full connection to who they really are. In the case of schizophrenia, this is someone who has, by virtue of the contrasting experience, sent off many rockets of desire, so they're summoning source in powerful fashion. So they're summoning a lot of energy, sort of like we talk about if you hit a tree going 100 miles an hour, it's a bigger experience than if you hit a tree when you're going 5 miles an hour. So these are people who have, by virtue of their experience, got the energy really moving, and in the same time, they are focusing almost equally, and in some cases more, upon what they don't want, so they're summoning energy that they're not allowing to flow. So for quite a long period of time, they have had this tug of war, vibrational tug of war going on within them. Now, some factor has happened where the resistance is stronger than usual, and the desire is sort of bubbling forth anyway. It's like being held down by your resistance, but the nature of your life experience just keeps causing you to send off other rockets of desire. So there becomes a conscious, although it's really happening at an unconscious level, there becomes this determination to not let the energy flow. No one means to do that, but an inner drive to let the energy flow. So another personality will appear that is, in the beginning, less resistant in nature. It's sort of a self-survival mechanism to be able to keep focusing in the midst of great resistance. Does that make sense to you? In Alzheimer's, this is usually the situation. Someone is not focusing about life experience, and so not summoning energy in a powerful way, and yet has offered enough thoughts about not being ready to go that they don't allow themselves to go. You see, the death experience is a wonderful experience. We think, Jerry and Esther have been saying, Esther especially, well, actually Esther only, she's trying to convince Jerry. She says, happy, healthy, happy, healthy, happy, healthy, dead. That's her plan. Happy, healthy, happy, healthy, happy, healthy, dead. She doesn't see any reason to have any moments of decline. And the horse didn't either. And so, many people, most all, would really want that experience, but you live in an environment where you're taught almost as soon as you're born to watch out, that could kill you. And your airways are full of information about your bodies. It would be a very difficult thing to be physically focused and not have some concern about the physical decline of your apparatus, because there is so much concentrated information that is spewed at you, and most people are taking it in at one level or another. So a person is not summoning much energy to compensate for the resistance that they're offering, but the thoughts that they are offering are about thoughts that I'm not ready to go yet. And so they hold themselves in this place where they don't let themselves live and they don't let themselves go, and then their blessed, joyous, loving inner being just helps them to gently make the transition. So they begin spending more and more time in their non-physical perspective. Now, you all do that every night. Every night, you literally have a death experience because when you slumber, your consciousness withdraws from this environment and you reemerge into non-physical. And you have all kinds of non-physical interaction. It's happening in your, for the most part, if you were to interpret it, you would interpret it as a vibrational experience. In other words, it wouldn't be something that you could necessarily describe. It is not what your dream state is about. In other words, your dream state, what you dream about is not what you're doing in non-physical. What you're doing in non-physical is something that most of you are not able to accurately interpret because you don't have the tools to describe the non-physical experience through your physical format. Your dreamscape, we're going a little bit beyond what you ask about, but your dreamscape, when you come back into consciousness, in the moments that you are reemerging, that's when 100% of what you have been dreaming about is downloaded and unloaded and unraveled and deciphered and decrypted for you. So your dreamscape is something that you are creating as a result of your vibration here in this physical environment. So, the gentle, gradual withdrawal just means that the Alzheimer's person is withdrawing into non-physical as everyone does, but each reemergence there is less refocusing back into the physical. And the reason for that is less focus, less resistance. It's the same reason we try to get you to meditate. When you meditate, you stop thought. When you stop thought, you stop resistance. When you stop resistance, your vibration raises.
You know, he used to have terrible migraine headaches, and as soon as, shortly after she developed the Alzheimer's symptoms, she never had another
Well, the migraine headaches are evidence
Absolutely.
of that split energy, yes. And so she's just relaxing into her delicious death experience. Yes.
Now, the young man with Alzheimer's, I'm going to be spending more time with him. His sister's marrying my son. And it's just, how do you be with him? You know, I mean, well, he just doesn't seem to be marching. I mean, he's definitely marching to a different drummer. But he will become stressed, and he hears voices that tell him very negative things. And he will drink and then he'll end up in jail. He was recently stabbed. I mean, he gets into violent situations.
Here's the most important thing. We talked about this a bit yesterday also, is don't make anyone else's experience your responsibility, no matter how close they are to you in terms of family and friends. In other words, accept that everyone is the creator of their own experience. And then you have to decide how much co-creating that you want to do with anyone else. Now, we're not saying to you that you want to ignore someone or cut them out of your experience. What we are saying is, in every single case, you have to decide what aspects of the universe you want to rendezvous with, what aspects of the community you want to rendezvous with, what aspects of a cruise experience you want to rendezvous with, what aspects of any individual you want to rendezvous with. In other words, if you could see every single experience or even every single person as like that form we were talking about that has unlimited possibilities, and you just look down their list and just check the ones you would like to experience. In other words, I don't want to be with him when he's stabbed. I don't want to be with him when he has his automobile accident. I don't want to be with him when he's rude. Let's see. But I did see him very insightful one day, and I did see a glorious smile one day, and I did feel his sincerity as he kissed me on the cheek that day. And so as you lock on to the aspects of something in the universe or to the aspects of any other individual, and you make that your not even primary, but your sole activation point, then what happens is the universe only matches you up like the extraordinary concierge in the sky that it is with the things that match your vibration. But what happens to most people is they take someone in their entirety, and without meaning to, they check all the boxes. And then they wonder why they get some of all the experiences. And then they start saying, you need to clean up your boxes. You need to be, I only want to see these things from you, so you need to go to therapy and get those other, you see what we're getting at?
I do.
And oh, the power that you begin to feel when you realize that you have the ability to choose from every situation. You could, and we would encourage you to make your own questionnaire or your own choice sheet, your own life options sheet about everything that matters to you. Make one relative to your mate, make one relative to your children, make one relative to your job, make one relative to the traffic in your city, make one relative to everything that you co-create with on a regular basis. And check those boxes that you really want checked, and look it over often, and practice thinking about it. Practice remembering experiences about that until you've got those things, about all of those things, activated in your vibration. And then watch what the universe lines you up with.
That sounds wonderful.
Yes,
Exciting.
it does.
Also, how to look at this surge of religious fervor, whether it's the Christian right or...
Oh, bless it. Bless it. Don't you love people getting excited about things? And would you want to deprive anyone of their option list? Don't put them on your option list if you don't want to play with them. But never wish that anyone's option list would be limited. It's so wonderful that you live in an environment, this magnificent environment. You knew when you came forth that there would be so many wanting so much, and you never said, I'll taste it all or I'll like it all. You never saw yourself as the one that had to sort it all out and decide what's right and wrong about it. You said, this is an unlimited environment where every single being, every single point of consciousness can have its experience and identify its preference, and Source will answer it. And not once ever did you say, and Source will damn that one while they bless that one. Never, never did you see it in that way. That's what you do once you get here. In other words, you worry, and it's because you worry about the limited pile of resources. In other words, what if they get all their prayers answered and we're left over here without it?
Oh,
Can't
thank
be,
you
you
very
see.
much.
Yes, indeed.